All right, so let's take a look at some of these lottery ticket objects actually being created as we're running through the code in the other class called the lottery program. So this is the main method, and this is where it's asking the questions. Do you want to buy a ticket? And then it asks your name and asks your number. So it'll be creating lottery tickets in here as somebody is actually answering those questions. Here's the line where it actually creates the lottery ticket object. Okay, and here's the line where now it's setting, with the person's name, and here's the line where it's actually setting those entered numbers into the lottery ticket, storing them in the lottery ticket. So let's watch this actually run. I'm going to run it in this mode here again, where we can watch the objects in the little canvas that pops up. So let's step down through here, and it says, what do you want to do? We're going to buy a ticket. Okay, we'll keep going here. And choice equals B, so it's going to step down through here. So it says, what is your name? And I'm going to say Steve. And now, okay, it's got entered name is Steve. Now it's going to create the lottery ticket object using the entered name, okay, which is Steve in this case. So it's going to call that constructor for the lottery ticket. And so watch what happens after I step past that line of code. I now have this new object over here called tick. That's what I called the lottery ticket that was created. If I drag it over here onto the canvas, you can see well what it contains. So we've got this object called tick. It's a lottery ticket, and it's got an owner's name of Steve, and it's got chosen numbers that have nothing in it yet. Okay, that little box right there, it looks supposed to look like an array. There's nothing in the array yet. Okay, we haven't added the chosen numbers. So I got a ticket with a name, but I haven't added the numbers. So that's what we're going to do now. So I just got a loop here that goes 4 times to add the 4 numbers. And it says, please enter the number. So we'll go here. Okay, so I'm going to enter in, I want to choose number 13, enter. And now this line of code says for that ticket object, so for this object right here, we're going to set a chosen number of the entered number that I just entered in, 13. And if we look back at that method in that class, that just adds that number, the entered number, to that array list that we have for the entered numbers. So let's actually watch that happen here. So as I step down through, that line of code ran, and now you can see that there's a 13 in of this array list, chosen numbers, inside of that ticket object. Okay, let's go and enter one more just so you can see. So I'm going to enter in, I want a 7. Okay, and again, it's going to run. Okay, now you can see there's a 13 and a 7 in there. Okay, one more time, and this time I'm going to actually show you the code that's running to add that to the array list. So let's go down through. Now I want a number 1. I'm going to step down, and this time I'm actually going to watch what happens as this set chosen number method runs inside of the lottery ticket class. So I'm going to use my step in here. So I step in, and it jumped over to my other class, my lottery ticket, where the code is for set chosen number. And watch what's going to happen. Okay, it comes right down here, and it says chosen numbers dot add. Chosen numbers is our array list up here. And I think if I open this object, I think I can even drag chosen numbers up here. Yeah, there we go. So this is our array list, and this looks a little bit, it's more detailed than what we needed to know, but essentially it says it's got this array list here, and it's waiting to fill it up, but it's only used up 2 elements right now. So currently it's got a 13 and a 7. You can see that it actually has space for more than that. Okay, but we won't worry too much about that. We just know that right now there's just 2 elements in that array list called chosen numbers. Okay, so this is basically another view of that right there. Okay, so this is the object ticket that has chosen numbers. There's a more detailed view of chosen numbers. So this is literally a view of that particular array list that's showing you there's a 13 and a 7 in there. So just like we're seeing it here. So you can see that now we're going to do chosen numbers add num, which is the last number I chose, which is 1. So after I run this line of code, we'll actually see a 1 pop right in here. So if I step here, okay, it added a 1. You can see it also got updated up there in this other view. Okay, so again, how did that set chosen numbers work? Well, this is the code right here that actually does it. And all it's doing is checking to make sure, first of all, that I don't already have 4 numbers. And as long as I don't, it just adds that to our little array list called chosen numbers. It's storing that. So I'll go ahead and step back. Okay. And so now we're back to, we're going to add our 4th number. Okay. So that's the idea. You can see again this object getting created. It's a lottery ticket object. And every time we add a new number to it, it's adding to that array list. So because inside of that object, it has an array list for all the chosen numbers.